Hey guys, Dov here, and today I am not playing the Empire. In fact, this is Aerocrastic against Falcon Bretonnia versus the Empire again. This is a match from a few days ago, and these guys were testing a few things, a few different types of builds. Here we've got VOLKMAR the Grim leading a fire-centric build, two Knights of the Blazing Sun here with a Bright Wizard. He's carrying a Cascading Fire Cloak and Burning Head. Gotrek on foot with some not quite fully veteran spears. These are like, corporal rank spears maybe? Anyway, we've got some halberdiers as well, plenty of pistoliers, which is Dov approved. We've got King LOUEN Leonker, mounted yeoman archers for Bretonnia, Damsel Lore of Life, and a whole bunch of peasants, including some golden rank veteran spearmen at arms. Now, you don't usually see veteran spearmen at arms. I'm not really sure why, though. In theory, they should be just as good, maybe slightly worse, but a little bit cheaper than the Empire veteran state troop spears with shields, right? So, let's see how they do here. We do have some questing knights as well for some cavalry support, armor-piercing cavalry support. One of them, of course, the companions of Cornell. So let's take a look. These guys are both going to be YOLO charging into each other, more or less. With the cav here, the questing knight's going to be sweeping up and around this flank. The halberdiers are in a pretty good position here. They're mostly braced. LOUEN charges in. The questing knights are going to get a pretty good charge here. These halberdiers will take quite a bit of damage, but at the same time, they'll be able to get some hits in return. We've got pistoliers here in a nice overwatch position as well. Over in the infantry fight, you can see VOLKMAR terrifying away some peasants, as to be expected. And the Knights of the Blazing Sun over on this side able to get nice isolation and both charge the questing knights. And you can see there the shock damage of that 78 charge bonus. Despite the fact that questing knights would trade very well against the Knights of the Blazing Sun in, kind of prolonged engagement, but especially with that cascading fire cloak proccing kindle flame, plus you get a beautiful burning head roasting out these veteran peasants. So, I mean, this is the best a peasant can hope for, is to ascend to veterancy and then just get absolutely roasted by this fire mage here. Let's check out the kill totals on that guy. Yeah, 129 kills. Absolutely beautiful. We take a look. The forces of Bretonnia doing pretty well here. VOLKMAR is taking some damage from LOUEN, but Gotrek, being a bodyguard for VOLKMAR, is just a very powerful situation to be in. It means that LOUEN can't really dive VOLKMAR nearly as effectively as he needs to. Of course, Bretonnia, on the flip side, can take LOUEN as well in this matchup. Falcon has chosen not to do so here, but it looks like these companions of Cornell, LOUEN, going to be getting a pretty nice engagement here on these Knights of the Blazing Sun, able to catch up a few of their unit models and start to drag them down there, so pretty good stuff. Got a few kind of various pitched engagements. Pistoliers facing off against mounted yeoman archers. This skirmish fight will go in favor of the pistoliers, most likely because of volume of fire, unless the yeomen do this, which is try and stay at their superior range. But anyway, over here, these Knights of the Blazing Sun fighting some questing knights here. I believe they got a pretty good charge, but now getting some missile support for Bretonnia, so they'll be able to pull that fight back. And those questing knights, good stats in sustained combat. Not so much for the Knights of the Blazing Sun, so definitely some give and take. Their balance of power still very close. And yeah, the Bright Wizard gets mauled by LOUEN, so that's going to be the end of him. Shatters completely there, so no more Kindle Flame support or Cascading Fire Cloak for these Knights of the Blazing Sun, which is unfortunate. That is a very powerful effect to have. But of course, both the Knights of the Blazing Sun just happen to be routed at about the same time, so not the biggest loss in the world. Pistoliers doing some beautiful skirmishing out here in the periphery as a few halberdiers and other troops kind of hold up. Meanwhile, over on the other side here, the Empire is kind of cleaning up this engagement with VOLKMAR and Gotrek, still relatively healthy with some state troop infantry of various types. So both these players are going to try and kind of secure their various parts of the battlefield here. The companions of Cornell will be able to push away what's left of the Knights of Blazing Sun, kind of be a bit of a presence here that Aerocrastic will have to deal with. But way out on the other side here, these pistoliers are doing some really nice work. Even in melee against the yeomen, they are superior to yeomen in melee, I want to say. Let's see, 24-22 versus 2014. No, I take that back. Mounted yeomen are actually better in combat, which surprises me a little bit. But, of course, Pistoliers, much better volume of fire, especially at close range. Will just tear apart these mounted yeomen. So, yeah, interesting. I figured Pistoliers would have been better in combat. Let's see, 12 charge bonus on the mounted yeoman archers and 20 charge bonus on the Pistoliers. So the Pistoliers will more or less trade evenly on the charge, but still, interesting. Not really a combat that you would expect to need to know about, but sometimes those types of situations happen, right? And yeah, over here, these peasants going to be caught out by VOLKMAR and Gotrek on their quest to, I don't know, do something. Prove who is the superior human faction. And we've still got a few more peasants kind of holding up over here, so so far, basically, both players have just beaten the brakes off of each other, and it's dead even. We've still got some companions here chasing some Pistoliers. They're able to get some really nice cost-effective volleys right there. These Pistoliers, though, they're going to be chased off as LOUEN dives down, and all three of these units probably going to be chased directly off the battlefield here. There is some impassable terrain. No, I think this is all passable terrain. Yeah, kind of hard to tell with the ground texture there. But anyway, VOLKMAR forming up his forces near the edge of these woods, and we'll probably fast forward a little bit through this mid-game as both these players kind of move towards each other, get ready for this second phase here. And yeah, we still got a handful of spearmen at arms fighting over here, a handful of veteran state troops. I'm pretty surprised these veteran spearmen at arms with shields is something that I want to say if you go back and watch in previous patches, I used to use something similar to this. Then I kind of went away from it for whatever reason. But I think for Bretonnia, actually, this can give you a somewhat viable option for an infantry that will hold. Their leadership is still just so bad, though, even at full chevronage. You need really that... what's it called, the Grail Relic, which I don't see people bringing too often, just because so often your peasants are just going to rout anyway, and an opponent who targets that Grail Relic and tries to snipe it very aggressively, you know, they can often get their terror routes that they want anyway. But as it is here, Aerocrastic doing a great job kind of staying tight to VOLKMAR and Gotrek with his Pistoliers, shooting those questing knights who actually have reached their healing cap very impressively enough, gaining an XP chevron, 89 kills, 86 kills for the companions of Cornell, so very good stuff on both sides. LOUEN dives down, VTOLs back up on a nope, and yeah, decides to dive these Pistoliers instead, which is a pretty good choice. Pistoliers are just about out of ammo, but they are kind of the sole remaining cavalry support here. We've got an engagement with the Pistoliers on this side. Meanwhile, the mounted yeomen are able to get a nice isolation with the peasants here, and a few of these companions isolate and finish off these state troops. So both players just scrapping tooth and nail, catching each other's mistakes. And here, this is potentially bad. This is maybe the one way Gotrek can lose this, is to take this fight mano-a-mano. But LOUEN, not really wanting to necessarily stand and fight for too long, take advantage of his charge bonus as much as possible and not get charged by VOLKMAR. Looks like the Gotrek's Doom and Grand Hammer of Sigmar as well have been popped, so Gotrek juiced to the gills right now on attack and defense, 90 both. On both attack and defense, 90 plus there for a moment, plus the damage resistance, and all of the effects now going off. And yeah, this is the final charge of Bretonnia. There's not really a lot they can do to take down VOLKMAR here, unfortunately, with Gotrek protecting him. They can basically finish off more or less all of the supporting troops. You can see the Pistoliers still kind of kiting around in the periphery, being annoying. But there's not really a lot they can do against this heavy presence of Bretonnia. That being said, the terror of VOLKMAR kicks in. A lot of these very tattered units for Bretonnia, it's pretty much just LOUEN that's very healthy. And everyone suddenly just runs away like that. And yeah, the balance power is still pretty close, but with Gotrek protecting VOLKMAR, it is going to be very, very hard for LOUEN to do his thing. So LOUEN comes in for potentially a final blow here. No? Nope, looks like he's still going to try and take advantage of these other units here, chase off the Pistoliers, so that we could be in for a little bit of a long one. Let's go ahead and fast forward as, ooh man, Gotrek just took quite a bit of damage there from LOUEN on a rear charge, and this is how LOUEN can win this if he continues to get those really consistent hits against Gotrek. Perhaps, perhaps. It's all a matter of time, and Aerocrastic doing his best here to block with VOLKMAR. VOLKMAR, obviously, a very thick tank. It can block very well and terrify away all of the supporting units there. But, ooh, this is going to be a nasty charge. Does LOUEN actually connect with his charge animation? Yes, he does, down to only 400 HP, but Gotrek does get his plot armor healing proc there. And meanwhile, Knights over here charging some spears. I don't think they were quite braced in that engagement. These Halberdiers, likewise, I don't think they're going to be able to get back to VOLKMAR for support, but both players kind of realizing they have some potential supporting units over here. LOUEN going to dive down for some quick terror, terrify away those units, and yeah, that pretty much just leaves Gotrek and VOLKMAR against all of these Bretonnian units. Let's see if they can do it. We're going to put things on fast forward as Gotrek and VOLKMAR make their stand here. Various units charging in. Looks like Gotrek actually goes down, so can VOLKMAR, looks like he's actually going to get finished off here by LOUEN and the Bretonnians. Very, very close. You know, honestly, I thought that Gotrek and VOLKMAR were going to take that one home. I really did. But very, very well played to Falcon here. Able to stay calm. Just keep those isolated units, you know, keep pancaking them as much as possible. Yeah, just really excellent play there with his mobility units chasing units off as much as possible. And it ended up being super, super close there at the end. Yeah, Gotrek is really good on both sides in this matchup, I think. For Bretonnia, potentially taking on VOLKMAR or a steam tank and just, you know, one-shotting cav models more or less in the big cav blob potentially. On both sides, you know, it's going to be very, very strong. Yeah, just on both sides, great stuff. I don't really know what else to say here. Great kills on both VOLKMAR and the Bright Wizard. The Knights Blazing Sun got some really nice charges, some good support there from the Bright Wizard as well. Rocking those Kindle Flames with the Cascading Fire Cloak. They were able to do quite a bit of damage to the Questing Knights. You can see that one got absolutely melted, but the other two, 106, 150, were able to be sustained by the Life Damsel there. The Spearmen at Arms with shields, I mean, typically, I should say this, without these chevrons, none of these spears would have held until the late game, and that might have ended up costing Falcon the game. So even though these spears didn't end up getting a lot of kills, I mean, 49 on these guys is actually pretty good, considering their low attack stats and all that. But yeah, just in general, having that extra leadership, having them be able to stick around a little bit more into that late game situation and still be there to support. Definitely pretty important. Excellent play on both sides with the Skirmish cav as well. So yeah, just a really awesome game. A big thanks to these guys for sending that one in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I know I sure did. If you do like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button so every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.